And I found this guy who was doing coaching for teachers. And I was like, coaching for teachers, that's awesome. That's just what teaching needs. And then as I started to do more research and I got to know him and we did an episode together and everything, he spoke about R.A.C.E. And then I went away and Googled R.A.C.E. and found out about Beatrix and all of you guys that were joining and how fast it was growing. And I just thought it was awesome. I just thought, I wish that had been around when I was teaching, because I would have definitely joined that group and that would have probably stopped me from having a burnout. Definitely. I think that we all know when we're not performing at our best, when our well-being isn't first in our lives. And I think that stress, we use this word stress all the time, but we use it as if it's something that's normal, something that's acceptable. Oh, I'm so stressed. Oh, this is stressing me out. Oh, these kids are stressing me out. My colleagues are stressing me out. I think if stress is a big factor in your life, if you're feeling anxious when you're on the way to work and you're feeling exhausted on the way home from work, if you're having more and more sick days, or you're having more and more days where you just find yourself wanting to spend more time away from people, and just getting tasks done and turning up to the classroom and just ticking things off, then I think that it's very likely that you're either on your way to a burnout or you're in one. It's almost impossible to teach without coaching. And actually, you know, informally coaching exists in teaching, in the teaching profession, because quite often teachers are coaching each other. But the problem with that is that quite often they're in the same boat. So you're being coached by other colleagues who are in the same school as you, facing the same issues that you're facing. And quite often that dynamic doesn't really work in the way that we want it to work. If you know that you wanted to be a teacher and you wanted to be in education, but now you're kind of second guessing that a few years down the line and wondering what the heck you did and whether and why you did it, then I would say that that's a warning sign. But also all the physical things that we associate with just not feeling a sense of wellness, lots of headaches, addictions. I think addiction to caffeine is one that we often dismiss. So it's like, I need a coffee. And it's almost like part of the culture. But the fact is, if you need a coffee in order to stimulate you mentally, then that means that the job or whatever you're doing is not doing that. Or it means that you're so tired that your brain and body just aren't functioning optimally. You shouldn't need a coffee all the time in order to function. So I think things like that. And it's that swing between coffee all day and wine in the night. It's like, if you're going through anything like that, then that's definitely a sign. Another teacher phenomena of wolfing down your lunch. It's like this lunch on the go, swallowing it and running to class kind of thing, or missing it altogether. I think those basic things of taking care of your body are often missing when you're having a burnout. Also things like having problems in your personal life, and this vicious cycle of stressed out days and then stressed out evenings or weekends as well, where you're expecting people at home, your kids or your partner or your family members, to make up for the fact that you've got an excess workload. So now you're doing work at home because there's too much pressure in the office and all of that kind of stuff. I think those are all classic warning signs. And just an overall not feeling great about what you do every day, you know, losing that passion and being like, oh God, is it Monday morning again? And this goes back to the question that Beatrix asked in the comments about the prevention. When you have a balanced routine in your life where every area of your life is getting some attention and all of your needs as a human being are being met, then you naturally fall into this state of well-being. But when there's an imbalance where one area of your life is getting more attention and all of your energy, basically, then you're going to go down the road of not being well or losing the balance in your well-being. So if everything's all about work, if work takes up a majority of your time, but it isn't work that gives you this spark of joy or infuses you with energy, then you're going to lose the balance of your well-being. If you're worrying about bills, if you're super stressed out, if you're not getting along with people in your life and your relationships are not balanced, these are all the things that we know are not well-being. So quite often when people ask me what well-being is, it's often that you give the answer of what it's not. If the profession is already stressful and unpredictable and demanding, but then you're bringing this other kind of toxic energy and not being able to balance your own well-being into the environment, that just makes things worse for everybody.